Recharging. Hello, everybody. It's Tom here. Hope you're all well. I think it's very vital that a lot of us find time to recharge. If you're anybody like myself, somebody that, you know, has his own sort of things going on where he's perhaps on his own a little bit, I do find, perhaps not introvertedly, that I do need to recharge sometimes. Perhaps because I'm on the go quite a bit. I've got a couple of jobs to do. I've got this house to run. I've got my car to run. Um, I'm not just sitting around all day with nothing to do. There are times when I have got less to do, but I do ultimately find the weekends a lot of the time for me is about recharging. Not everybody has that level of relief, but for those of you that do, I think it's really great you can find the time to recharge, because recharging is very, very important in today's modern life. Modern life is at a pace and at a level that is really, really quick. Everything is rush, rush, rush. People are busy. Your work can take over, can become a massive part of everything. And depending on what you do, what your levels of responsibilities are. So it's vitally important that we all unplug sometimes. And some people find it very easy to unplug, some people find it very difficult. I have a friend who struggles to sleep. For me, he struggles to settle at night because he finds it difficult to unplug. And he said he's been this way for many, many years. I have no problem sleeping, just purely because I've got to a focused and relaxed state quite easily. But there are times when perhaps I take on a little too much, and I do find myself needing a reset and a recharge occasionally. So sometimes on a weekend, I will literally do very little. And some would say that that's a bit lazy, you're wasting your life, etc. I'm not, I'm recharging. And I do need to recharge sometimes. I do feel the need to unplug, disconnect, and not always be on the go, always be chasing my job or my second job or going out, etc. I always like to have a holiday as well, at least once a year. And it isn't always a holiday abroad, it's not always a holiday in the normal sense of like going away for like 2 weeks. Sometimes it can be away for the weekend, away for a couple of days somewhere, change of scenery. But the message is very clear here. Make time for recharging if that's something you feel you need, because the other end of the spectrum, when you don't rest and you don't recharge, is where you can start to implode. Your health can start to suffer, your mental health can start to suffer. And ultimately, burnout is like hitting a brick wall at 100 miles an hour in some cases. It can be really, really, really bad. And very, very difficult to sort of comprehend and get over. So making the time to recharge, however you do it and whenever you do it, is important. And making sure that you schedule that time in your week is something as well that I think we should all be aspiring to do. As I said, some weekends I don't do very much at all. Yes, I make time for exercise, I go and see the family, but there are some times when I literally don't have anything to do. Not all the time. More often than none, there's plenty to do, and there's plenty for me to be doing, and I am usually quite active. But finding the time to recharge is something I think that a lot of us need to try and do more and more. And I think the older I get, the more I feel I have to do that. It's definitely something that I've always got time to do, and that's recharge, because recharging is crucial for myself. Third and final video of the week. I want to say thank you all ever so much for listening. I really appreciate your time and energy spent here on my channel. Thank you kindly. Third and final video, as I said, please put down in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on this? Recharging, refreshing, having a rest, having a break, taking time out, whatever you want to call it. There has to be time for some relaxation in life, I find. I find that modern life is chaotic, busy, pressured, stressful, and I think sometimes there's nothing wrong with just not doing anything and not being guilty about not doing anything. We all have to do this and find time to do this. Please, if you would, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. That'd be great. Consider giving me a thumbs up and a like. I'd really appreciate that. And let's hear that bell sign go ding dong so you know my next content's out. Back next week with another free. But until then, as always, to all of you, please take care of yourselves. Make sure you recharge. And bye for now.